everybody. Welcome back to Choose Your Fate, the show where I will craft a terrifying tale, and a participant will be the main character of that story. Now, our participant has no prior knowledge of the story, so they can't pre plan or strategize anything, so all of their reactions are authentic. Well, let's meet our participant, Carl Hoglander. Carl, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm glad to be back here for a second time. Hopefully, times two of many more times.
All right, well, as you probably saw from the credits, we are doing a story called Whispers from the Rift, or Echoes from the Rift.
I actually
And
looked away, so that's cool. All right.
so let's get you started. You are a member of the Blue Ridge Stargazers. It's a tight knit astronomy club, and you were invited by a Dr. Clara Vance to test a newly restored telescope at the Rift Hollow Observatory. It's a decaying Appalachian facility. It's been abandoned since the mid 80s when an experiment dubbed that, well, can't really tell what it says. It seems to be smirred in the letter you got. But Dr. Vance is a renowned researcher and promises you research that could rewrite human history.
All right. Sounds great. Hope I get to see Saturn, my favorite planet.
And it is just before dusk when you arrive at the Blue Ridge Observatory.
All right. What's the sky looking like? Nice and cloud-free, perfect for stargazing, or wisps and hints of clouds?
Got a very clear night. Full moon is very brightly shining in the sky above. Very clear light of this view of the stars.
All right.
Weather.
Well, I hope I have my trusty stack of random things I thought of packing beforehand, including snacks that I hopefully will have time to eat this time. So, a flashlight, a book to read of some kind. And I don't know, since it's one of these places here, probably, I don't know, I guess a lockpick set and I don't know, some WD-40, just because.
All right. I'm kind of interested to see where the WD-40 is going to come into play.
Probably won't, just like the snacks. So yeah, you hop out of my vehicle and step out and take a deep breath and just kind of gather in the surroundings, hear the Appalachian, whatever you prefer, just the ambiance. That's some good ambiance right there.
Your phone rings.
I guess I can't ignore it and I'll pick it up.
It is Dr. Vance.
Hello, Dr. Vance. I'm here.
Hi, I'm sorry I couldn't join you in person. I've got some pressing business that came up. I will be there in the morning. However, I will check in every so often by phone. Feel free to get yourself settled in and check out the observatory.
All right. So anything I should be aware of? Places I shouldn't go? Places I really absolutely need to check out? Is there a dormitory? Is there a coffee machine somewhere?
There's a cafeteria.
Cafeteria. Is it stocked?
It's got some minor supplies. It's not very well stocked. It hasn't been used in quite a long time.
Has it been stocked in quite a long time? Because, there might be expiration dates on food. Come on, Dr. Vance. All right. So, any beds, any couches I can, potentially catch a nap on when, I get tired from looking in the telescope, which is never a thing that could happen. But, you never know.
Well, some of the offices have couches that have proved comfortable for the staff in the past to take naps during long shifts.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else I should be aware of? Any faulty wiring or power issues that might have happened? Like, is there a backup generator? because I do have my flashlight, just in case. But who knows how long the batteries will last on that thing.
Just one thing to be aware of. We did have an ex-employee, Dr. Elliot Marsh. Um, Not the most stable gentleman. Believe he's actually staying somewhere in the area, so just watch out for him. We'd rather he not be allowed back on the property.
Okay, like you want me to lock the doors behind me and kind of thing, or
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
definitely recommend locking the doors.
okay, yeah, probably the windows. Is there any access to to the roof or whatever from outside, or is that not really a thing? Because I don't want to open up the aperture and all of a sudden some very friendly astronomer comes through and has some choice words with me.
The roof does not seem to be stable enough for anyone to actually walk on it.
That's both good and bad, because if it's not stable to walk on, that means you can fall through, which means you make your own door through the floor. But I might just be looking too much into things. All right. What time in the morning will you be showing up, Dr. Vance?
Should be there around 7 a.m.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you in advance, Dr. Vance.
All right, well, good night, and I will see you in the morning.
All right. Here it goes. Oh, sure. Yeah. All right. So let's take another deep breath of the ambiance and lock the doors of my car and head towards the front door of the observatory.
All right, the front door is unlocked.
Well, that's good, because I don't think I was told where the key was. So yeah, let me walk in.
All right, you're in the main room of the observatory.
Okay,
Definitely looks a little run down. You can tell it has been used in decades.
that's great. Hopefully things still work in here. Is there a light switch nearby?
There is a light switch.
Let's flip it.
It does not turn on.
That's great. Good thing I have my flashlight. Let me take out my flashlight and well, heed the warning and lock the door behind me.
All right, the door locks.
All
You
right.
see a plaque on the wall that says Rift Hollow Observatory, established 1978.
Okay, so 1978, day after Star Wars. That's cool. Or year after Star Wars, not day. Okay. So just under 50 years. It's been established, so hopefully it's, been used since then, because that cafeteria, if it was 50 years old, oof, be some real cruddy MREs, if there are any.
If the
I'd be
food's
only
green, don't eat it.
Yeah. And despite you were told, no Twinkies. All right, so it's what do I see? Anything else in this room besides a plaque?
There's a stairway that leads up to a hallway with a couple of doors, and there's two doors on the same floor that you're at now.
Is there a path behind the stairwell?
Nope, seems to be
No.
solid.
Okay. Cool. Let's go left.
You see what looks to be a control room for the observatory.
Excellent. Do I see any exterior windows or doors?
There is a window. It's got a few cracks on it, but otherwise it is still in one piece.
Is it one of those that can open up, like a casement window, or does it like have a lock or whatever, or it's just a solid window? Well, cracked solid window.
It's a round window that kind of has a pivot points at the top and bottom, so you can kind of swivel the window open, but it has no kind of screen or anything, so it's kind of an all or nothing open.
If I poke my head out, how far to the ground is it?
You're on ground floor still.
Okay, and there's no latch to lock it?
There is a latch.
Okay, let's, well, actually, how quick does it latch to unlock and lock?
It's just a quick turn latch.
Okay, so like basically, if I was running towards it and I quickly unlatched it, I would lose no time. I would lose a little momentum because I'm running towards a wall, but I could conceivably unlatch and get out real quick.
Conceivably, yeah, you'd only lose a
Okay,
few seconds just from
okay,
having to just stop and twist and go.
all right. Yeah, because I was about to say, like, immediately I would have a use for the WD-40. But since I tested the window and opens and closes and locks, yeah, that's fine. Okay, I mean, keep it locked.
Probably that big a hurry and it's ground floor. I'm just going through the glass.
You would think that, but plate glass shatters and cuts, even if you cut yourself. That'd be a really terrible way if, someone was chasing you and you defenestrated yourself and then lacerated yourself and you bled out. You escaped but died. That would not be pleasant.
No, that would be a bad ending.
It would be. It'd be funny. But yeah, so anyway, this room, this control room, does it have any switch? Anything like a link to a generator or anything?
There
Or
is
is it
a
anything
panel
mechanical, or is it all electrical?
there is a generator panel. It's got like a throw switch. There's also a few other panels. Says communications, observations, and then just basically a few computer stations that are not labeled.
Okay. Well, let's flip that generator switch. Hope it's got gas in it. And
All
since
right.
gas has a shelf life of about 6 months, unless it has stabilizers in it, if it turns on, we know when the last time people were here, roughly.
It does actually turn on. The power flips on
Hey.
very,
All right, cool.
very lightly, but it's on.
Okay. What lights up on the panels? Anything?
A few different readouts and displays. All of the display panels turn on. Some of them you're not quite sure what they do. They're not marked, but there are ones for climate control, for security feeds.
Let's just do a quick look at the security feed. Let's see what that's going on.
The tape, when you try to read back, when you watch it back, is too badly degraded to see a clear picture. All you see is static.
Yeah, I did that with my old Star Wars tapes. Watched them so much that you just couldn't. They lost the tracking and everything. So we bought. It just happened to coincide when the special editions came out, and then we proceeded to watch those out. So we need to get the next edition of the tapes, the VHS tapes, and those ones thankfully were saved because DVDs came out by that point. But anyway,
Yeah, but at least it'll save you money on all the new stuff because you don't have to buy any of the newer stuff. It all sucks.
And if you are a bit, you don't need to worry about anything about that either. Just an archivist. Let's see, going back to the main. Oh, is there a gauge here that says how much gas is left in the generator? It'd be weird to have it here, but you never know. They're scientists; they can have something weird set up.
On the panel with the generator switch, there is a fuel gauge.
What's it say?
About 33%.
Is there anything that says what the full thing might be? Because 33% could be like, oh, it's an hour, or because it'd be 3 hours total, so 33%, or it could be 7 hours because it's a day, just under a day.
No indicator.
Okay, let me mark down on my time what the percentage is and what my watch says, so I can get a brief estimate of what it is. Do some nice math later. I'll hope you'll be writing it down in my notebook for me, because What person goes to an observatory, doesn't have a notebook, and doesn't say it in the very beginning in his backpack and thinks, "Oh yeah, look, there's a notebook."
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that now. Yeah,
Yeah. Book to read and a notebook.
a notebook to read. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Gotta be prepared for these sort of things. Exactly. All right, back into the main foyer. I forgot to check. Are there any other exterior windows or doors that could use peering through and locking?
Oh, there's a few small windows, but no other exterior doors.
Are these small windows human-sized?
A human could get through, but it would be a very uncomfortable squeeze.
Let's lock them anyway.
There are locks on the windows, so you can lock them.
All right, let's lock those windows. I mean, just because it'd be an uncomfortable squeeze doesn't mean someone who's very determined couldn't get in. It'd be very funny if I just locked myself inside with this person. Check the locks. Are they equally in no need of WD-40?
They seem to be okay.
That's great. Okay. Let's go to the right.
Okay, you see the main telescope control room.
All right. And quick look through any exterior doors or windows. And we do the whole rigmarole.
There's, when you walk into the room, a control panel of a few different computer units right in front of you.
Yeah.
And there's a platform that ends just beyond them. And then there is a raised platform where there's a telescope and the open dome leading to the outside, which is currently closed.
Okay. And that's it. There's no other windows. That's great. Okay.
No, just one other window, the one that's
All right.
on the control panels.
And what do I see on the control panels? Anything that's pick upable, lookable, or do all the knobs and dials have labels explaining what they're for?
It seems to be the controls for the telescope as well as recording equipment.
Is there anything previously recorded?
There is.
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right, there is an audio file.
Let's roll back the tape and listen to it then. Yeah.
That's Project Starvale. Starvale. Log. June 8th, 1982. The signal has been acquired, but the rift is unstable. Don't trust the and the signal cuts out.
Don't trust the light, the leprechaun, the lemur. Okay. Well, the rift is open. All right. Do I see evidence of anything nefarious in here? Besides being possibly abandoned since the 80s? Which, that gas is good.
Nope. Everything looks normal and just neglected.
Okay. All right. Seems I guess everything is in tip-top shape as it could be. Let's go back to the main room and, well, there's stairs there, right?
Yes, there is.
Let's go up those stairs.
All right, the stairs lead to a hallway with two doors.
Both situated on either end of me, I guess, as well.
One to the left, one to the right.
All right, let's keep the pattern going and go to the left.
All right, you find yourself in a office.
Okay. What do I see in the office?
Well, there's a desk, a few filing cabinets, bookcase with some books.
Any other doors or windows?
A window that looks outside, but no other doors.
All right, and is this window situated directly on the same wall, or is it there like a step level, from the other room down below that it's a bit wider than it? I'm just looking outside the window if I, anybody can come in through the window.
If they were going to get in through that window, they'd have to be extremely tall. You are on the second floor with
Okay.
nothing that they can use to climb onto,
Okay.
unless they could completely just scale the stone walls.
Okay. Yeah, I'd still lock it anyway. Again, who knows what kind of, weird finger strength this other doctor might have. Let's go looking through the books. Anything interesting in the bookshelf?
Just various textbooks, nothing that seems out of the ordinary.
Mm. And the bookshelf is a freestanding structure. It's not, not hiding a hidden wall or anything.
Actually,
Oh,
it does happen to look to be movable.
let's move the bookcase in whichever way it seems to be movable. Unless you mean like it's movable as in just like a normal bookcase, or not movable like it's like a door.
It's hinged.
Ah, okay. Let's unhinge that door. Well, not unhinge. Swing open that door.
All right, you find yourself in a hidden study.
Okay. What do I see in this hidden study?
Okay, in here you get a very kind of creepy vibe. You see some computer monitors that are actually on and flickering. There's some strange devices that you don't recognize on a table. They're very shiny but don't look like anything you've ever seen before. There's a
Hmm.
cave with what looks like a dried out, desiccated husk of a animal of some kind that you've never seen before.
Oh.
There's a chalkboard with random equations on it, some things that you don't understand, and the math just doesn't quite math. And there's some strange symbols written all on that board and scrawled in notes around the room.
Let me take my phone out and take some pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. What kind of monitors are they? Flat screen CRTs?
Oh, very like old school Apple II
Oh,
kind of CRT monitors.
okay. Just trying to date the place.
They're like the old
Okay.
computer labs monitors from school.
Yeah. Let me put my hand near the shiny metal objects. Do I feel anything in my hands getting close to them? I don't want to touch them if they are, something bad.
You feel almost like a slight, like static charge as you get closer to them.
Okay. I don't do the what is it? Not FCC, whatever regulations that say that electronic devices must accept whatever electronic interference they have. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that's great. Is there anything else that seems like it is human or human in origin that I can look through? Notebooks, books, anything else?
There is a notebook that looks to be written in English.
Let's see if I can try to read that.
Okay, it says top secret, Erebus Group.
How is
Project
Oh,
Starvale.
Erebus? Erebus?
Yes,
Is there a C missing? Or is it just that's Erebus?
just Erebus.
Okay.
It says Project Starvale.
Hmm. Is that it, or is there more?
That's what's on the cover. You're going to read it?
Yeah.
All right. As you read the book, it details an experiment in which they were trying to open a rift between our dimension and another dimension. They
The
had gotten
dimension of. Sorry. Continue.
they had sent signals into the rift and didn't get anything back for a few weeks. And then eventually, they did get a signal back. And that's where the notebook abruptly ends.
Like Castle of abruptly ending, that kind of way.
Just no more entries.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's pop that in my backpack, just because.
Okay.
Does it look like there's anything that could be used to carry these objects that I won't have to touch them with? Like some sort of sack that seems protective in some way.
No sacks, but there is a handkerchief.
Okay. Let's try the whole Silm or Plantier thing and put it over it. And do I still feel the static? But when I drape the handkerchief over and put my hand close to it.
When you pick up the handkerchief, a black diamond looking crystal falls to the floor, seeming to have been wrapped in it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's wrap that crystal back up in that handkerchief.
Okay.
And, hopefully it's low dosage radiation. You know what? I should start taking Geiger counters on my adventures. Anyway.
Well, it's not like
No, I'm not going to say I had it on this one. I mean, if I'm going to an observatory, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, it's a Geiger counter. Let's see how many rock chains I'm getting from Uranus. Yeah, that's not how that works. Weird if it did.
that break room microwave is leaking. Got to see how much.
Yeah, that's cosmic background radiation. Microwave radiation. Anyway.
Yeah, that'd be the Fantastic Four. Maybe you'll bust or burst into flames or be stretchy.
I could also just turn into a rock or be completely invisible, which I guess I feel sometimes, being here all alone. And every time I go here, someplace, and somebody's just like, oh, I'll see you in the morning. Sorry. So I'm not being seen, so I might as well be some sort of Sue Storm-esque person.
Yeah, they've
Anyway.
all got other plans.
Yep, that's just fantastic.
Like, you face the monsters and the danger. I'm going clubbing. Bye.
Yeah. Of course. Just dance the night away, ignoring everything else that's happening. Anyway, okay. So I got the notebook. I have the black prism crystal thing. And how many of these unknown metal-ish things are on the desk?
3.
Do they all look the same?
They do not. One of them looks pretty much egg-shaped, but a little more oblong, as if like the egg was just kind of stretched a little bit.
Yeah, like the chicken squeezed a little bit too hard when laying it. Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. That's how that works.
There's one that looks pretty much just like a rod, and there is a triangular piece.
Isosceles, right, equilateral.
Right.
Prismatic, or is it flat? Like, how do they compare in size to each other?
They would basically fill the palm of your hand at their base if you rested them on your hand.
Okay.
So they're tiny, but not huge.
So they might be keys of some sort. Or not. Or baby building blocks of aliens or something. Okay. All right. I delicately touch the egg one. What happens?
You feel like as you touch it, you feel kind of like a little bit of a static charge, but it doesn't hurt.
Are they touching each other, or are they some distance apart from each other?
They're not touching. They're on the same table, but they are a few inches apart.
What happens if I nudge the egg one closer to the rod? Is there any interaction between the two of them that I can sense?
No.
Or C? No. How about all three of them?
No change in them.
Okay. It's what happens if I bring the handkerchief diamond? Like I have the handkerchief in my hand, but the diamond is in my hand as well, open, so I can see it, but it's not touching my skin. What happens if I bring that close to these objects individually, one at a time? Anything?
They begin to glow.
Both the diamond or just the metal things?
Both.
At what distance?
3 inches away.
Okay. So if I put the diamond thing down for a bit away on the desk, then I delicately put those three objects in my backpack at the bottom, go back and grab the diamond thing, wrap it back up in the handkerchief, and put it at the little top pocket I have, which gives a distance of 18 inches or so from the bottom of the backpack to the top. I think I should be free of any glowing. Am I correct?
You should be safely able to transport them like that, yes.
Okay, cool. Now, is there anything else in here that I think I might need? Anything else that looks like King's Questable?
You see a telescope and a globe.
Okay. What is the telescope pointing at presently?
It's pointing out the window.
Is the aperture on it open and everything? There's no cap on the front of it. Like if I look through it, what do I see?
You look through it, you see the North Star.
Interesting. Okay. Now, the drawings on the chalkboard, the equations or whatever, is there what looks like to be the North Star in there?
There does.
Okay. Does it look like what I'm looking at, like with the other large stars?
In looking at what you see through the telescope, matching to what's on the board, it
Yeah.
does seem to match.
Okay. Now, of the equations, is there anything else I can glean from it? Something that, while I might not be able to do all the differentials and integrals myself, any equations that I might recognize as distance equations or mass equations or something else?
Well, from your time with the Blue Ridge Stargazers,
Yeah.
you do have enough knowledge of astronomy and astrology to figure out that it's pretty much the ritual that they used to open the rift that they were talking about in the other journal entry.
Oh, how do I glean that the ritual happened? Like, do I need to get those things out of my bag immediately? Or does the ritual not exactly include those items?
The ritual doesn't mention the items, but it does mention the black crystal.
In what fashion?
It's central to the ritual.
Okay. Okay. Now, going to this globe without touching it, is there any other indication on anything on it? Is it one of those hidden compartment drinking liquor globes? Does it spin freely if I were to spin it, or is it stuck on its base in some fashion? Like what kind of globe am I dealing with here?
Very basic globe, wooden frame. It's got free ability to move, so you can position it anywhere you like. It seems to be a fully functional globe. Nothing extravagant, just pretty basic.
Okay. You know what? Let's look in Southeast China and look for either Myanmar or Burma. Which one do I see?
You see Burma.
Okay, so the dates line up. It's pre 1989. Okay, all right. Great. Now, is New Zealand included on this globe? Because for some weird reason, sometimes New Zealand is just not there.
Well, as you're looking, you hear a click behind you.
All right. Let's turn around and look for where the click's coming from.
You see a panel in the wall seems to have opened.
That's where they hide New Zealand. Okay. Let's go to the panel.
All right, it it is a hinged, basically hidden door panel that's easily swingable open.
Let's swing it open.
You see a hidden lab. There looks to be the dried out husk of a gray alien, a few other computer monitors, some filing cabinets, a bunch of strange liquids in different colors that you really have no idea what the hell they are. A few other strange specimens that are just not identifiable.
Yeah, let's take a picture of that gray.
Okay.
As I get closer to the gray, do I see anything? Is it basically a whole specimen? I'm not asking because I'm not a forensic, but do I see anything that might have pointed to its demise? Like bash marks, bloody marks, holes, puncture, something, anything that would say, or is it just, encased in whatever it's encased in?
The cause of death is not able to be determined, but you can tell that it is definitely no longer alive.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't expect myself to be a, forensic scientist of any kind, but common sense thing. So the other things that I can see, you said that there were other specimen looking things.
Yeah, those are a lot smaller. Those are
Equally as dead.
equally as dead, but
Yeah.
completely alien to anything you've ever seen before.
Let's snap a shot of those. Do any of them match the other creature I saw in the other room?
No.
Okay. Mental note to take a picture of that creature the next time I am in that room. So these vials of vile liquids. Any labels on them whatsoever? Anything that would indicate what they might be containing?
There's labels, but it doesn't really tell you anything. It's just like a few letters and numbers, no words or identifiers, just basically codes that they log them by.
Oh, so not even elemental descriptions.
Nope.
Like what? Okay, just
It's
codes.
like LB74.
Well, let me open some desk drawers to see if I can find any sort of notepad, documentation, anything. If there's anything I can turn on in this room, that might like a computer. That gave me a fright. All right, let me pick up the phone. Oh, actually, who is it first? Is it a unknown caller?
It is Dr. Banks.
All right, pick him up. Let's pick
I told you I'd check in with you. Just wanted to see how you were settling in.
up. Yeah, I'm doing fine here. How many times have you gone here?
Oh, been there actually only once myself, just to get everything opened up, and I haven't been able to get back since. Was
When
hoping
was
to
that?
start our research today, but wasn't able to get there. Tomorrow I will be able to finally
Oh
get.
yeah. That's totally fine. But when was the last time you were here?
Oh, probably about 3, 4 weeks ago.
Oh, and you just were kind of outside. You haven't gone in, right?
Took a brief tour of the inside. Didn't really stick around long. Had some meetings to get to. Didn't really have a lot of time to stick around.
So I don't know exactly how to say this.
Is
But
there a problem?
I wouldn't say there's a problem exactly, but there's no possible way. There's nothing I can say or convince you to drop whatever you're doing and come in now, is there?
Well, unfortunately, my flight won't be landing for a few hours, so it's really not possible for me to get there any sooner than when I can get there.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I'm standing in front of a dead gray right now.
A what? Excuse me?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me forward you the pictures. Beep beep boop boop beep beep. I just say that when I text you things. Sorry. Did you get them yet?
Wait a minute. Are these for real?
I mean, I took them with my camera. I'm not about ready to crack open the thing and do, I don't know, would it be an autopsy or a necropsy at this point? Because autopsy is for humans, but grays are human-like. But if you did an autopsy, or an autopsy like an orangutan, it would still be a necropsy, despite the fact how close they are to us. So either way, I'm not cutting it open to see if it's made out of ballistic gel or if it's made out of gray.
That does actually make sense. Dr. Marsh was raving about aliens when we fired him. He sounded
Well,
like a complete loon and was quite irrational.
well, was he pro-alien or was he anti-alien?
He did not seem to think it was a good thing.
Oh, okay. I can I can see that. Um, yeah, there's also like an occult kind of thing happening that I found. Like seriously, whoever gave you the tour of this building gave you a big disservice. Because so far I've found almost twice as many rooms total. I mean, I found only 3 hidden rooms. But I
Hidden
found
room.
hidden rooms of the 3 rooms that I've been in. There have been 3 hidden rooms. So, yeah. And then I can take a picture of the scribbled um, drawings of I don't know, some sort of ritual to open up a rift. I could go back into the other control room and replay back an audio file where they talk about opening up a rift and then it cuts short. I have a doc in my backpack that's, I mean, you know, apparently describing the whole process and then just ends, because someone decided not to put any more information there. But if you're going into that much detail, why would you just stop? Just continue writing, please. I found some sort of weird glowing metal things and a black diamond prism gem thing that if they put them together, they glow like the rocks from Temple of Doom. Um,
You found the black gem.
yes.
All right. I'm on my way. I'll be there as soon as I can. Gather all of the evidence together so I can review it when I get there. And I will meet you there as soon as I get there. And if by any chance you see Dr. Marsh, call the police. Don't tell them what you found, just report Marsh.
Why? Why not tell the police and tell them what I found?
Oh, hitting some turbulence. I gotta go. I will check back with you again later.
Well, that's not fishy. He didn't believe the alien at first, but then he knew about the black diamond, the prism, and then wouldn't offer anything. And obviously, clearly, just hit some turbulence, so I can't get any more answers from him. Um, yeah. So I get signal here. Um, I mean, who do I call for extraterrestrials?
They've got a sheriff. That's about it.
Yeah. But I mean, what time is it now?
Right now, probably around 10:45.
Yeah, sheriff probably won't like that. So
Who gives a shit? It's their job.
yeah, I know. Yeah, true.
Earn
Uh,
that paycheck.
yeah, but it's Appalachia. What if he's in on it? You know?
Hey, he's paid by taxes. You're paying his salary. He works for you.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
See if he can bring you a
Um,
glass of water.
I did, I bring snacks, but not water.
Yeah, you didn't say you brought anything to drink.
No, I didn't. And clearly I didn't. But I just have to have a checklist of every time. Like I don't even need to use my lockpick skills, which I guess is good. 'Cause I don't have any, but I have the set. I like to pretend that I'm good at them. Um, okay. But it's great that I have the phone signal this deep into the nested hidden room area. Um, any chance there's another hidden room around here? Anything that looks like I can move it, I can touch it, push it, anything?
No other hidden rooms.
Okay, darn. Um, and nothing else in the drawers or cabinets or anything? Since,
No,
that's what I was looking at or planning on doing before I got that other call. Nothing?
nothing.
And nothing on the computers?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. What are the labels of the chemicals? Let me take a picture of those things. See if I need them later.
Basically, letter number combinations. One says LB24. Another one is AX16.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just take a picture of them anyway, just so I don't
Okay.
have to memorize the numbers. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything else notable in here.
You hear a crashing sound coming from outside this room.
Is there anything that I could use as a weapon?
And there's some glass beakers and vials that you could use as a weapon.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. It'll damage me just as much. There's nothing. Okay. Great. So let me go out of the room.
All right, you're still at the top of the stairs. You hear the noise coming from the room you haven't gone into yet.
Okay. And there wasn't anything I can use to pick up or do anything. So let me creep up to the door and listen in. Do I hear any other softer noises or not?
Don't hear anything else.
Yeah, screw it. Okay. Let's go in the room.
You're in the cafeteria,
There it is. Okay.
and you do notice that there's about 4 windows on the far wall. It does look like something about the size of a basketball burst in through one of the window panes. There is broken glass on the ground.
And this thing that's a basketball, is it moving still?
You don't see anything at the moment.
All right. Let me pick up a chair and go closer to that object. Or are you just saying you're just a basketball shaped hole in the glass? Oh,
You see this fly in front of you.
menacingly?
You're not sure.
What happens if I wave to it and say hello?
It starts moving closer to you.
Please don't get closer to me. I'm not sure about what it is. I, hold my hand up in the stop position. Does it continue coming towards me?
Yes. The red lights glow brighter the closer it gets to you.
Okay. I have my chair raised, brandishing it as if I'm going to hit it. Is it still coming closer to me?
Yes.
Let me swing the chair at it.
All right, you swing the chair at it. You hit it. It falls to the ground, rolls off away onto this to the down like a little little hallway that leads back behind to the kitchen area of the cafeteria. And at that moment, as it's letting out a very high pitched whine, through the window burst several more of them, which are moving towards you very quickly.
I may swing those aluminum chairs at them that are pretty light.
It's knocking them aside, but they're very quickly recovering and swarming around you.
Can I make a mad dash for the door swinging around and then get out the door?
You can.
Let me do that.
All right, so they are gone, and you are back at the top of the stairs. You hear them knocking against the door.
Looking in my backpack, is any of them glowing? Any of the things glowing?
Nothing seems to have changed.
If I put those things near the door where they're banging, since the door is less than 3 inches and they're close to it, is anything glowing?
What are you putting near them? The items?
One at a time. The black gem, and then if nothing glows, every time the door gets hit. Of course, I didn't check to see if there's any interference between the things. Just proximity. Darn. Do any of them change in any way? Do I hear the noises change as I put the items closer to the door?
When you hold up the black gem, their banging intensifies as if they're trying more frenziedly to get through that door.
Okay. Is there a gap in the door at the bottom?
Yes.
How big of a gap can I gently poke a part of the gem underneath the door?
Not big enough for it to fit under.
But do the creatures, the orbs, go down towards where the gem is, or they stay where they were at in terms of height-wise?
They seem to stay where they are, just intensifying their attack on the door, which is beginning to splinter.
Okay, so if I back away from pull the gem away, do they stop being
Nope.
so? No.
They don't get as aggressive when it's not as close, but they're still trying to get through that door.
Okay, yeah. So I gotta think of something. Okay. Is there a chokehold anywhere in one of the rooms that would be just wide enough for me to do? So if I say opened up the door and ran to one of the other rooms that I had, where they would only be able to fit one at a time, is that something I can do?
You ever see Phantasm?
Yes, I have. Is that what they're like?
Kind of like that, but bigger.
Okay. So I'm at risk of having my head drilled into.
Oh, you're at a lot of risk right now.
Yeah. I am. Let's see. The cafeteria wasn't good. Maybe I shouldn't have hit that guy the first time or something. I don't know.
We're ready to give way.
Crap. If I back away from the door, does it dwindle down?
Nope, they're still trying to come through. No, momentarily they will be through that door.
Okay. Shoot. This is gonna end real soon for me, I guess. Let me take out one of the metal objects, I guess. Put one of the metal objects in one in each hand and put the diamond back in my backpack. The black gem back in my backpack.
Okay.
All right. Now I don't know what I'm going to be doing with this, but who knows? Let me. Oh shoot!
They
Too
burst
late.
through the door.
All right. Hold up the metal objects. Did they do anything?
Nope.
All right. Hold up the black gem. Do they do anything?
They speed up.
If I put everything together so it glows, what do they do?
They keep coming at you.
What happens if I throw the black gem?
They go after the gem.
Let me throw. Throw the black gem. What do they do towards the black gem?
They're swirling around it.
And they're ignoring me now.
At the moment,
But are they able to pick up the black gem at all?
they just seem to be swirling around it.
Let me go back into the cafeteria. Let me leave them alone. And, great strategy, right?
So back to the cafeteria.
Yep.
All right. As you're walking around the cafeteria, like broken glass is crunching under your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Then you hear a scratching outside.
Like outside or outside this room?
Like outside the window.
Well, let's go towards the window. What do I see?
As you get close to the window, these guys jump through it and charge you.
Great. I wave, come. Oh, wait a minute. And what if they? Oh shoot! What if that's their weapon stuff? How tall are they?
About 4 foot.
Okay. Um, but they're running towards me. What happens if I run out of the room?
All right. You run out and are back at the stairs, and they are still chasing you.
Let me run into the room that has the corpse of the gray.
They are still pursuing you.
And they're in the room. Do they look at any of the room stuff at all? The other corpse or whatever?
Well, they are looking around a little bit, and they do not seem to have been in here before and are not quite happy with what they see, but it does give you a moment.
Can I be like, hey, this isn't me, and hold up my hands? I found this. I think you might want to see this. I don't think you'd like this. Do they respond to that in any way?
They
Positively.
turn their attention back to you and run towards you.
Great. Let me plow through them, push them aside, and then close the door behind them.
So
And lean
what
on
room are you in now?
The room that has the globe.
Okay.
They got through the door? I pushed the door behind. Okay.
No.
There we go. Okay. And they're bashing the door behind me, I guess.
They are banging on the door.
Do I have the ability to touch the globe from where I'm at and still have the door closed? Like, can I tow the globe?
Like, can you? Yeah, you can grab the globe.
Well, can I rotate the globe the other way, see if I can relatch the door?
It doesn't do anything.
Oh, great. So it's a one-time open. That's not good. Yeah. Surprised that they didn't care about what's going on in here. But they just wanted me. I don't know. I would like to run out of this door, close the bookcase door, and run back into the cafeteria and hide behind where that other thing was knocked down. Or was the thing that was knocked down, would that brought back up and started chasing me too?
You don't see it in there, so you're not quite sure where it went.
What happens if I look outside the window? What do I see?
You actually see a police car pulling up.
Oh, okay. Okay. Where's the police car going? We're pulling up. What's the person inside doing?
Well, the car parks not too far from your van.
Are they getting out yet?
You see a female deputy gets out of her car and is very cautiously approaching the front door with her gun drawn.
Um, can I shout out to her?
Go ahead.
Did you hear me? Hi. Yes. I wouldn't go in through that door. There are um mechanical things that aren't very happy, and also aliens in here with me. Hi, help, and um, help. Yeah. Who
Uh,
called you?
Marsh said that they were bringing people here again. You,
Uh,
you've got to get out of there.
okay. Um, well, do you know anything about the mechanism of the ritual in here? Because I kind of left some items in here that I found.
Ritual. Just get out of there.
Um, I know I'm on the second floor on the cafeteria. Is it too tall for me to inch my way down or whatever, or drop down or anything? Or is it, am I just SOL?
You can try.
Right, but how high up is it? And what's on the ground below?
It would be probably about a 4 foot drop into some bushes.
What kind of bushes? Because that makes a big difference. Because if it's like an evergreen, those things hurt. If it's a forsythia, not so much.
Just some nice roses.
Um, yeah. Um,
What? They're very beautiful flowers.
yeah. Well, let me run back into the main hallway, down the stairs, back into the first room on the left, and very quickly unlock the door or the window and jump out.
All right, you end up outside. You see a maintenance shed, and you can see the observatory.
Okay, let me run around to where the deputy was.
All right, she is around by the front and runs over to you.
Um, yeah, I have no idea what's going on in here. I thought I was just going to be looking at the stars and the planets, and I found a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. I hope you're not involved in any of this.
Look, there's been a lot
So,
of strange things in these parts ever since this place was open the first time.
back before 1989, right? Right, and nothing has happened since.
And Marsh called me. He said that there was some people coming around here poking around again, and he was afraid that they were gonna poke into some things that shouldn't be poked into. So, been keeping
Well,
an eye
okay,
on the place, and
yeah.
well, it doesn't look good.
Consider them poked, and consider them poked angrily. Or not angrily, but the result from the poking is anger. Because there are grays in there, and there are floating orbs in there, and there's several hidden rooms, and there's evidence of rifts being opened, and yeah, it's weird stuff. Here's some pictures that I took, and I show her my phone.
It's just like Dr. Marsh had said. I really thought, hoped he was just a lunatic, but it seems like he was right.
Yeah, he was, and Dr. Vance. I don't know if you know who that is. He's flying in, coming in at 7 o'clock or so. He acted very suspicious when I told him of the evidence that I saw, and showed him stuff. And once I mentioned a black gem, he quickly got off the phone, made some terrible excuse of turbulence, which does not affect cell phone signal at all. But anyway,
Marsh said something about a black gem.
yeah, it's in there, and some robots are floating around it.
Yeah, the orbs have been spotted around here for decades.
Is there an easy way of getting rid of them? Because I hit one with a chair. I didn't like it, but I don't know what happened to it. And then I tried to hit some others with the same chair, and they seem to have adapted to it, like some sort of weird Borg. But yeah.
I've never encountered them myself.
Oh, but have you heard of anything? Do you know if guns affect it?
I would hope guns affect most things.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's fair. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. You're the police. What are we supposed to do in this situation?
I'm way out of my depth on this. I really thought Marsh was crazy. I didn't really think that there were rifts and aliens, and I mean, I
Can
knew it
you?
was a little weird, but I didn't think it was that weird.
Is there anybody backup you can call? I know it's like almost 11 o'clock or so, but can you call backup? I know you're out of your depth, DD, but maybe
The only thing I could
anything
think of
else?
is be talking to Dr. Marsh.
Well, let's get him on the phone.
He doesn't have a phone.
Well, where is he?
He actually has a cabin not far from here.
Define far. Country mile?
About maybe a 10-minute walk.
Well, in what direction? Because,
East.
east. Just east. Is there a path east, or am I looking straight in the woods? East.
You do see a trail.
So is it down this trail?
Yep, that does lead there.
So what should we do? Are you gonna follow me? Should you stay here and hide from the aliens and alien robots? Like, I know you're out of your depth, but so am I, because I tried hitting them with chairs and it didn't work.
I'm going to go inside and check around. Look for that
Why?
diamond that you saw.
Yeah, either you're a part of it for saying that, or you have a suicide wish because,
It seems to be important, and if it's important to them, it's probably not a good idea to let them have it.
Okay, would you like some help? Because I guess we can then run to Dr. Marsh's,
You're a civilian. I can't put you in danger. My job is to get you out of danger.
Yeah, but I've seen horror movies where, the deputy goes off and does their own thing and then dead. So, you know what? Whatever. The front door is locked. All the windows are locked. The only one that's not locked is the one that I came out of. Because I was under the impression that I shouldn't let Dr. Marsh in. Which I guess now is a bad mistake. So here, let me show you the window, and you can probably see the aliens or the alien robots from that window. So let me take you to it.
Okay.
But not inside the room, just outside the room. So you can look through the window.
Well, as you go inside, aliens start running at you.
Look, the aliens. I think we should shoot them.
The deputy says, "Let's get the hell out of here." Runs outside.
Okay. Am I anywhere near the black gem or no?
No.
Is the black gem gone?
You see
Or
it. but it's on the other side of them.
What about the orb robots?
They are
Oh,
still swirling around it.
okay. Well, let's get out of here as well. All right, so I follow her. Are we going out the front door or back out the other window?
We are get rid of them. Back out the back.
All right, what's in the maintenance shed? Very quickly. Anything?
In the maintenance shed, there's some tools, some saws, hammers, axes, wrenches, shovels.
Let me pick up an axe.
All right, there's a pretty decently sharp axe. It looks like they've been kept it in good condition for doing firewood.
All right, let's take that guy then.
All right, you've got that.
Let's go back out of the maintenance shed.
Okay.
All right, deputy. Well, are the aliens following us outside the building?
Nope, the aliens do not seem to be following you outside the observatory right now.
Okay. So let's go to Dr. Marsh.
All right, I'll meet you at Marsh's. I just want to keep an eye on things here, see if they leave, see if they do, I can grab that gem. If not, I'll just retreat and meet you back at Marsh's.
Okay, just stay safe.
You too.
Yeah. All right. So I go off on the path, and while I do that, let me eat a snack.
All right, keep your strength up.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so you are on the path. And as you're walking, you see a campsite. Doesn't look like anybody is there.
Okay. How old is the campsite? Does it say? It doesn't say. Is there any evidence of it? Established 13.
There's a
Like
plaque on a tree.
employee of the month is over there too. No, like, is there a fire pit? Does a fire pit look old?
There
Is
is a
there?
fire pit. There's a couple of backpacks. There's a tent that looks kind of tattered and worn. It looks like this camp was set up quite a while ago.
Okay, what's in the backpacks?
Some clothes, some snacks, some water.
Oh, water. Is there is it in a canteen or is it like a bottled water?
Yeah, like a hiking canteen.
Well, I don't want to touch that water. That water could be old. What about the snacks? What are the snacks?
Some packets of chips and pretzels.
What's the expiration date on them?
They're in Ziploc bags.
Oh shit. Of course. Let's try to be good for the environment by getting rid of one bit of plastic that you have to throw away and then put in another bit of plastic you'll have to throw it away. All right. And that's what that I've checked both bags.
Yep.
All right. Chuck everything into the camping tent and then keep on going.
You hear a growling.
Ah, shit. All right. Brandish my axe and keep an eye on the tent as I slowly back away from it in the direction of Dr. Marsh. Or continue on the trail.
You see a feral dog peeking out from the woods.
Oh, from the
Salivating.
woods. Okay. Open up some of the snacks in the water and kind of chug it toward the dog and then back up.
One of the bags had some jerky in it, which the dog rips into happily.
All right. Then continue on the path.
All right, you continue down. Pretty uneventful until you come to a cabin.
Um, yeah, let me knock on the cabin door while staying just slightly off center of the door. You
Who is it? What do you want?
know? There's an event, a thing, badness happening at the observatory. There's a deputy over there, and I think she's over her head. The aliens are there, the spheres are there. They have the black gem, and I need help.
The door opens, and this guy comes walking out.
Hi, I presume you're Dr. Marsh?
You presume correctly. I assume you are with the new crew at the observatory?
Um, and as much as someone who has no idea what was going on a few hours ago could be, I thought it was just an observatory that wasn't as long unused as it was, and I was really hoping to catch a glimpse of Saturn, and I got way more than I bargained for. And I do apologize. I was told many things about you, and I had the wrong opinion of you, I think, I hope. Um, so we need to maybe go back and help out the deputy so that she doesn't die, and also stop whatever's happening from happening.
Oh, she's definitely going to need help if she's still at the observatory.
She wouldn't come with me. I talked with her. I wasn't very persuasive, but whatever.
I tried to warn them. I warned Vance herself. Didn't listen.
Vance is in on it. When I told him about the black gem, he changed his tone and became very suspicious, like he knew what was going on. And he'll be here at 7 o'clock in the morning on a flight. But yeah, no,
He's coming.
yeah.
Oh, shit. This is not good. Please, tell me you did not tell her about the diamond, the black gem. Please, tell me she doesn't know.
Um, I did.
Oh, this isn't good. This is not good.
Yeah.
We need to get back to the observatory. She is in dire danger.
Okay, yeah. Also, we got to be careful. There's a feral dog that I threw some beef jerky at. Hopefully, it has become my friend now, or ran off and hasn't followed us. But also, do you have any weapons that can get rid of alien robots?
Yes, I believe we should actually take some supplies. Please, come in. Takes you inside, and he starts going through cabinets and grabs a couple of hunting rifles. Hands you one of them.
Cool. It's much better than my axe. Let me strap my axe to my backpack.
He also grabs a few handguns, puts one in the back of his belt, and hands one to you.
Do you have a holster? Because I don't want to shoot my butt off by having it just in my waistband.
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Is there a safety on this thing?
Yeah,
Okay. Make sure the safety is engaged and just kind of, I guess, do the really smart thing and put it in your weight in my waistband.
and then you were smart and hit the safety, so don't shoot your ass off.
Yep, yep,
Or
yep.
anything else.
Yeah, I don't want to Plaxico burris myself. Yeah. And anything else that we need? Because we probably got to get going, huh? Oh, do you
Uh,
have water? I'm kind of parched.
yeah, sure. And he takes you into the kitchen, opens the fridge. There's bottles of water, also some juice, a couple of things of fruit.
Okay, yeah, let's put that in my backpack. Anything else we might need? Yeah, tea kettle, some tea bags. No.
He walks over to his knife block and pulls out a 10-inch chef knife and goes, "Just in case."
Okay. I got my axe. Um, you know what? Do you have a knife that could fit in my sock?
He hands you a paring knife. It doesn't have any
Okay.
kind of sheath, but it's About maybe an inch and a half blade.
Yeah. If it doesn't have a sheath, I don't want to just, Achilles tendon myself.
Yeah.
Ah!
Ironic. Well, not so fast.
Yeah. If you don't have a sheath, then I don't want to just be randomly going around with it. But I have the axe; it's fine. Okay. I think we just got to get going. I think because the longer we wait, the more likely that we are going to be deputy-less.
Yes, time is of the essence. We
Yes.
need to move quickly.
So let's hold off on that tea and let's get going.
All right, so now back to the main room, outside, down the trail, and back at the observatory.
All right. I guess we shouldn't shout out. But do you see the deputy anywhere?
You
Alive?
do not see her.
Do we see tracks of the deputy?
Don't see any sign of where she went.
Okay. All right. So, Doc, what should we do? What are we gonna do now?
All right, now the black diamond is what they used to open the rift. It's the
Just the black
only.
diamond itself?
Well, it's part of a ritual.
Yeah. Give
We
me
need,
the long and short of it,
we
please.
need to close the rift.
Yes, I agree.
That's where these things are coming from.
Okay.
The rift isn't stable. It'll open and close at random. We need to
Okay.
seal it permanently.
How do we seal it?
We need to reverse the ritual. The notes should be in the lab.
Oh, hey, you mean these notes?
You found the notes.
Yeah.
There may be hope yet.
I'm not as dumb as I look. That's great. Okay, cool.
Oh, of course for that.
Yeah. So reversing, there's not going to be any sacrifice needed, right, to reverse it?
No. The gem it will destroy the gem, but it is the only crucial element we'll need aside from things that we can find in the lab that should still be there.
Like what things? Let me guess. Like an elongated egg, a rod, and a triangle?
Among a few other vials and chemicals, but yes.
Oh, chemicals that are like, what is it, AZ, blah, 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 these ones?
Yes.
Picture. Yeah, I don't have those ones. I have the metal pieces, but I don't have the chemicals.
Well, the ritual is going to need to be completed down in the lab.
Down in the lab. The lab has only been up for me. I didn't realize there was a down anywhere. So, we got to get in, and the only thing that's unlocked is the door that's on the left, or the window that's on the from the room on the left. If you're entering in, the aliens might still be there. Do we want to look around for the deputy, or is this the kind of thing where we need to ASAP and stop the ritual?
If Vance gets here, all is lost.
Okay, so let's get going then. Let me show you the window.
All right, so you go over to the window. It looks clear if you look inside.
All right, let's quietly go inside, and as I go inside, I put the handgun in my hand and release the safety.
Okay.
All right. I have a flashlight. Should we turn off the generator in here, or does the generator needed to be? Oh, actually, let's see what the percentage of the generator.
28%.
All right. What's the time?
Right now, about 1:35.
And how much time was elapsed between when I first looked at my watch and marked it as 33 until now?
It was, 1 second, about 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours and 20. Oh, okay. So we're fine. Okay. We ignore. Okay. Doc, do we want the generator on or off?
Uh, it won't impede them to have power or not power. They're not reliant on it.
So it's
it,
just us then. Okay.
it yeah, it might benefit us to have it.
Figured. Okay. All right. You got your weapon ready because there's going to be at least 4 grays alive coming after me or coming after us.
I'm ready.
All right. Let's creep back into the hallway.
All right, you're in the hallway.
All right. Do we? Is the black diamond or black gem still on the other room being circled, or is it gone?
It's gone, and you don't see any of the aliens.
Okay, Doc. The gem was over there. We need to go wherever that lab is pronto and stop them because I think they have it. I'm like 99% confident they have it right now.
If they do, if they can permanently open that rift, the world is doomed.
Ah, doomed. So it's a portal to Mars. Okay. Anyway, let's. I don't know where the room is. If it's down. Oh, that was up. Come on, Doc. All right, so here are, now what? Now we have these chemicals here. What's the ritual forwards and backwards so we know that we're doing it the right way?
All right, he starts ripping pages out of the notes, kind of reassembling them, starts grabbing vials. You hear the deputy from out in the main hallway scream.
Okay. I'm trusting you reversing it. Let me go help out the deputy. So let me go where the deputy is.
All right, so he's going to stay there and do prep.
Really hope that no one is lying in that sense and he's actually trying to reverse it.
So back out in the main room, you see the deputy come running out of one of the other rooms.
Up here, deputy. We're back, and I got the doc, and I got some weapons. Let's go.
She's
I'm glad
heading
you're
to
alive.
you like a bat out of hell, screaming, I got it! I got it! They're right behind me, but I got it!
Okay. Clear the way, let her run past, and as she does, pull the doors closed. Both sets of doors, both the bookcase door, well, the room door, the bookcase door, and then the that door, that panel.
Okay. All right. Marsh and the deputy are both in there with you.
All right. Look, so you said you have it. Please tell me it's the black gem that you have.
She holds out her hand. The diamond is in her hand, but her hand looks decayed. It's just black and veiny.
You should probably put that down like immediately. That does not look good for your hand.
She looks at her hand and screams as she drops the diamond.
Yep. Do I still have the handkerchief?
Yes.
Let me pick it up with the handkerchief.
Okay. Marsh screams, be careful with that. That's crucial.
Yes, I'm aware. All right, Doc, where do you want me to put this? It's in a handkerchief. I need to go tend to her hand after this. Where do you need this?
He points to a circle that he drew on the floor in chalk.
All right. With or
He
without the handkerchief?
says, I wouldn't touch it without.
All right. Well, I'm saying I can, place it on the thing and then, kind of quickly yank the handkerchief out. Or is the handkerchief not a problem?
I wouldn't put anything unnecessary in the circle.
Okay. Do we need to do this now, or can we wait on the step? Like, should we wait on the step? Not can we, should we?
If we wait, we risk them getting
Okay. Fine. Here. Let me put the gem in there. Is there anything else we need?
He just points to a few of the chemical vials and says, I just need these, and he lists the order that he needs them in.
What about these things? And I bring out the 3 metal object things. What are these?
He runs over and puts his hand out for the items.
I hand one over to him. What is it?
Right. He takes the triangle, walks over next to where the gem is, puts it on the far side of the circle. He then looks at you and goes, I need the others.
All right, here they are.
Right. He takes the cylinder, places it right next to where the dried out husk specimen is, standing up.
Yeah.
Then he takes the last piece, puts it on the desk near where the computers are. It forms a rough triangle.
Okay.
He then starts reciting some words.
Does it sound like it's in reverse or forwards? Like, let me look at what he's... Ah, shit.
You see a rift open, and he starts laughing maniacally.
Let me take the axe to his head.
Okay, you split his head.
All right. Let me start reading the stuff in reverse.
All right, as you start to read, you see the rift is still there, but this creature's kind of huge and blocking it as it's emerging from it.
Shoot it with the gun.
All right, you shoot it. Doesn't seem to be much more than an annoyance to it.
What about the axe?
You swing the axe at it.
Yep.
The axe impacts the skin, but not very much.
What is the deputy doing at this point besides screaming at her hand?
The deputy at this point starts unloading her gun at the thing, not having much more success. She just looks at you and yells, "Keep reading!"
Okay, I'll just keep reading then.
All right, you complete reading. The creature gets sucked back inside the rift. The rift keeps blinking in and out. The gem is glowing like mad.
Okay, how much more reading do I have? Or am I just repeating the same thing over and over at this point?
You're done.
Read it again, backwards. Does it change at all?
Marsh comes running over, picks up the gem, and dives into the rift. It seals after him.
Wait, even when he had a skull wound?
Yep.
Huh. Are the other objects glowing still, or are they done?
They stop glowing.
Okay. Yeah, so nothing else is happening. Is it quiet in the place now?
It seems to be quiet. The deputy comes over, just looking at her arm in shock, saying, she's like, I don't understand what happened. I ripped the hell out of my arm, but I'm fine now.
That's good, because I was thinking that somehow I'd have to chop your arm off at the wound point, to stop anything from spreading. But I'm glad I don't have to do that, because that just seemed like it was terrible to do. So that's good. I think we need to make sure that there's nothing else around, like the creatures that were chasing you before. We need to, very carefully check and see if they're still here.
You don't hear anything.
Let's look around the observatory.
Things seem quiet.
I don't know about you, but like I need to unwind a little bit. I really want to look at Saturn. Um, do you mind if I go over to the observatory and just kind of look at Saturn for a bit?
Go right ahead. You can look at whatever you want after what we went through.
Yeah. What's your favorite planet?
I was always kind of fond of Uranus.
Nice. That's not in the sky right now. Sorry. It's a full moon instead. Yeah, so let me go into the observatory. Let me point it towards Saturn and just look at Saturn. And be like, I guess Dr. Vance was right? I don't know.
She's going to head back to the station. She's got a hell of a report to write.
You're just gonna leave me here after all that.
I mean, whether you stay or not is up to you. If I were you, I'd be out of here in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but I want to look at Saturn.
You have fun with Saturn. I'm going to go have fun with paperwork.
Okay. So are you gonna be back here at 7 o'clock when Dr. Vance gets here?
I'll try to be back.
Oh, okay. I'll just chill out here, looking at Saturn, contemplating life, figuring out what the heck happened. Maybe tidy up a bit. I don't know.
All right, she heads out.
Bye.
And you check out Saturn. The time passes. Dawn comes. You hear a car pull up outside.
Let me look out the window.
You see a limo.
Okay. Let me walk outside, eating a snack.
You walk outside, and the limo's parked there.
Let me walk up to it and wait to see whoever comes out.
Well, the back door opens, and out comes Dr. Carla Vance.
So it wasn't turbulence, was it?
No, there was no turbulence.
Why? Why would you lie about the turbulence?
I assume you have the notes.
I mean, during my cleaning up after looking up at Saturn, yeah, I may have some of them, but I don't know what use they're going to be. Unless you have a backup gem.
Where is the gem?
Wherever the rift goes.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
The gem, like, I took an axe to the other doctor's skull, and I thought he was dead, and he got up and took the gem and ran through the rift. I just realized now that might mean that they could open it from that side.
That fool. He shouldn't have gone alone. He should have waited.
Oh. I have a strong urge to shoot you right now. Please tell me why I shouldn't shoot you.
Give me the notes.
That's
and
not a reason.
everything you found.
I know. I don't. Again, I'll give you one last chance. Because at this point, I've seen Saturn. I can go to jail now. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now.
I didn't come here alone. I have my driver, I have my security. Do you not think there's a gun pointed at you already? You even twitch that trigger finger and you'll be dead before you pull it. Now give me the research notes.
They're gone. Sorry.
Gone.
Yeah.
Where are they?
I mean, it's not so much where are they, it's what are they now?
What are you
Because
talking
you could
about?
say like confetti. You could say uh, ash. You could
You destroyed the
say,
notes?
well, I mean, the notes were used to open up the portal, and then um, were used then to reverse the portal. And I just was reading along. I'm not very good at memorizing things, so I don't even know what they said. Um, but figured in my cleaning up that they shouldn't be kept around, so they're gone.
You've ruined everything. You've ruined everything.
Um, yeah, but you wanted a portal open, and I don't want that portal open.
She starts to reach into her lab coat.
Like cross arm, or
Yeah, like right hand reaching to the inside left.
don't move. Tell me what you're doing, or yeah, I guess I'm gonna die here, but I'll shoot you too. What are you doing?
I'm going to give you your severance package.
Why are you doing such some? Don't say it strangely like that. Is it a gun or not?
She does quickly start pulling a gun out.
Pull the trigger, and then run to the limo. Not in the limo, just like beside the limo.
The driver gets out, starts looking around kind of confused, and just gets back in and drives off.
Let me go back to my vehicle.
It's sitting right where you left it.
All right, let me rifle. Let me do run some pockets on the dead dock.
I see a few key cards, a notepad.
What's in the notepad? Did I murder someone good or did I murder someone bad?
It mentions a Project Erebus.
Okay, bad. Yeah. Um, and go back and collect the notes that I didn't actually destroy.
You didn't know that.
No, no. I did remember. I did say I tidied up and cleaned it up. I
You
never
did.
said anything about destroying it.
We did say we're ash and confetti.
Well, to her, how can things be both ash and confetti at the same time? I took pictures of things. Why would I destroy it? I still have the metal objects. I tidied up. I never said I destroyed evidence. I just lied to her.
Maybe if you did destroy it, you took pictures of everything.
Yeah, that is true. And my memory is kind of good actually. Yeah. But yeah. Um, let me let's see. Let me drive to the sheriff's office with all the evidence.
Right. You make it to the sheriff's office. The deputy is there. She has issued a warrant for Vance's arrest. She is a wanted criminal at this point in connection with the disappearance of Marsh and few other crimes.
I have some good news and some bad news.
What's the good news?
You don't have to worry about Marsh anymore.
What happened to Marsh?
Lead poisoning.
He got shot?
Yeah. I would say it was self-defense.
But I thought he was helping.
Oh, Vance? No. Marsh is dead. Vance is dead. They're both dead. I thought I killed Marsh with the axe. You were there for that. Marsh wasn't dead. Marsh went to the portal. I waited around until the morning. Vance came up and wanted the evidence or all the notes and everything, and then, said some nasty things about me. I lied about destroying it. She pulled a gun on me, and I shot her. And then I found this evidence on her of her being involved in the project. Of course, tainted because I just rifled her pockets, so I guess that's bad on me. But yeah, self-defense. She's dead. The driver drove off. Did not want to have anything to do with that situation, I don't think. In a limo for some reason, but yeah.
Well, I guess I don't have to worry about that warrant, huh?
No, I guess it's other good news too. I guess the bad news is he spent all the time with that paperwork that wasn't needed.
But still, with everything that happened out there, I'm gonna pass this evidence on to a friend of mine in the FBI. I think there might be this.
Yeah. Is it named after the bone in the head? Some sort of skull-ish name?
Officer Henderson? Or
Okay.
Agent Henderson?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, sure. Here's everything. Just here's my backpack. I want my snacks and I guess I need to keep my backpack so I don't have to carry everything in my hands. But here's all the evidence from the thing. And do you have an email I can send you the pictures I took?
Yes.
Which I guess
email.
Okay, here you go. Email them. I mean, obviously you could just go into the house yourself and take the pictures unless things got destroyed, but here you go. And I realized that all the pictures that I took and everything that somebody could just do this themselves, but I just want to go home. I saw Saturn. I'm good.
All right, well, she takes the evidence. Thanks you for your help.
You're welcome.
And you have chosen your fate.
Yes, I did.
All right, it's going to take a quick break, and then we will wrap everything up.
Sure thing.
So hang on 1 second, folks. Okay, welcome back, everybody.
Hello, hello.
All right. Well, I am betting that you've got one question about the story that I do have an answer for.
Okay.
You're betting how did Marsh, after getting an axe to the head, get up, grab the diamond, and run through the rift?
Yes.
The same way that the deputy's hand got healed. That triangular aura,
Yeah.
anything within there could not be damaged or would be revitalized.
Oh, that's why the demon didn't get injured either.
That was yep. So it would keep healing, and it was a way kind of for the deputy to not just like lose her hand at the end.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
So what'd you think?
It definitely different than the previous one. It definitely wasn't a brute force kind of thing, especially with the robots. Running away was a bit better, and I would say I was, while not fully completely prepared, I was more prepared. My character was at least this time around than the previous time. Um, and yeah, no, it was good. Like trying to figure out where things are. I mean, I treated it like an escape room. Really, just like, well, can I touch anything? What to save this? I mean, blah blah blah. Uh, didn't fully do everything with the items that I wanted to test out what they were doing, but that's fine. I did not explore everything, did I? Because I didn't go through all of the cafeteria. I only briefly did until I heard noises and I left. Was there anything else in the cafeteria?
Like a little kitchen kind of area, but there wasn't anything special in there. Just some
Oh, okay.
some food that if you would have opened up would have just been from the 80s.
Yeah. That's what I kind of thought too. Just like, okay, that's how I asked about the Myanmar Burma. It's just like, okay, any evidence of this thing being, you know, not from the 80s, anything more modern? And the answer is no.
Yeah, I thought that was actually very clever with asking whether it was Burma or not to get a
Yeah,
time on that, and then especially when you threw New Zealand in there.
yeah. That's a fun, like New Zealand isn't in every uh photo. I mean, or in every atlas or whatever. But I guess they're in inlets, inserts, whatever, on it. So yeah. Um, but no, I enjoy this one. When I realized when you gave me the talk about it being like the orb from Phantasm, I'm just like, okay, no, stop trying to best those orbs. Just let it
There's no
be.
winning against those.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they are just floating death.
Yeah, and no, I was very, very cautious about Vance when with the airplane call, the turbulence.
Oh yeah, Vance was completely evil from the get go. Her plan was to open the rift indefinitely, and
Yeah, well, same with Marsh too.
yeah, oh yeah, he was batshit crazy too. It's just she kind of wanted to have the power to herself, kind of thing, and got rid of him.
Yeah, yeah. So I trusted both people, and I was wrong to trust both of them. But I killed both of them, sort of.
But the deputy was an ally. Like she was always
Yeah,
going to be on your side. Like she
yeah,
wasn't corrupt at all.
yeah. No, yeah. But no, it's good. What is there anything that I missed or skipped over?
I think the only other plates that I had that we didn't use, I think, was the bathroom in the cabin. And there's a like a cliff overlook if you go a little further down the trail the other way.
Mm. Do they have any plot points to them, or clues, or anything to it, or is it was just ambiance stuff?
Just places to be able to go, just to expand the scene a little bit.
Gotcha. Just in case I felt like not going to the story stuff.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
see, that's what I like about like this format versus like a choose your own adventure where it's like, okay, you're up to here. Do you do A or B?
Yeah,
Screw
exactly.
that. Do whatever you want.
Right, right. Um, but yeah, no, it was good. I don't think I was as run back and forth. Um, and I guess taking the pictures with the camera helped with proving evidence of things without having to be like, okay, you're a crazy person. Also, but I guess the only people I was talking to were people who already knew about it, except for the deputy.
Yeah, well, she had heard some, rumors and stories. Because I mean, ever since when they did that first experiment in the '80s, I mean, the rift keeps randomly opening and closing, so they're seeing these orbs, they're seeing the grays.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
enjoyable.
and definitely trying to learn myself as I go, and
Hmm.
kind of adapt to you guys. Like,
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause Harold and I are very different.
oh yes,
It seem different in our approaches to it. 'Cause this was my alien one, as opposed to his alien one that he had.
and I needed to go in a way where just shooting everybody in the kneecap wasn't the option.
Right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's been like his go-to move, is he just shoots everybody in the kneecap.
I mean, I did shoot uh Vance.
Well, you kind of had to, because she was gonna
Yeah.
kill you if you didn't kill her.
Yeah. Yeah. And she was obviously bluffing with the backups and everybody else there, and the driver just had nothing. Just was like, okay, nope, dead, gone. Okay,
No,
leaving.
he was literally the driver and was like, "Fuck this! I'm not
Right.
getting paid to get shot for this bitch. I'm out of here."
Yeah. No. And I was gonna just be like, okay, randomly shoot that person. No, I know my
Yeah, he
rights.
was like, "Well, I quit. Bye."
Yeah. Yeah. But then I guess also if I was brandishing a weapon at them and they think that it was self-defense and it really wasn't that much self-defense because I instigated the incident, but that's a paperwork issue.
All he knows is his boss is dead. His check probably ain't coming, and he ain't gonna get shot for it.
Yep. 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 And the other part that's important, I saw Saturn.
You did. You finally got to see Saturn.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
amazing when you look up at Saturn and you just see the rings and you're just like, wow.
no, I'm divorced. I see rings, I get nervous.
Mm, 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 mm. Uh, won't dive into that. Um, yeah, no, I've only seen Saturn twice. Once in uh in the Appalachians out in Jersey.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it an observatory?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. A friend that had a membership to there, and I went with him, and yeah, actually saw Saturn for the first time in my life there, and got into an argument with some of the locals um, because I found a giant millipede, and those things are awesome. And like one of the locals was like, "You bring that near me, I'm gonna crush it." I'm like, "Why would you do that?" "Oh, I guess you're just one of those ecological people, huh?" I'm like, "No, I just don't randomly kill things for the hell of it." You know, it was a bit more than that, but I'm terrible at retelling stories. But no, it was actually in in the hills of Appalachia, since they're so worn down. They're not really mountains in most places anymore. But yeah, no, it's cool. And
That's
then other time was just randomly in New York City coming out of the Met, and there was just a dude there with a giant telescope, just like, hey, anybody who wants to walk up and look at Saturn, I got it right here. I'm like, I'm in. So I just,
that's an odd thing, even for New York.
yeah, yeah, no, no, I mean, it's the kind of things where you just gotta say, yeah, and what? A random person saying, "Look in my telescope in New York." It's fine. It's like when you go to pay for your subway token or ticket, and there's two subway machines right there, and everybody's on one, and nobody's on the other one, except for two kind of shady looking people. Like, hey, hey, this one has no line in here, and it's because they put a card skimmer on that one, and everyone's like, "We're not dumb." I was in a rush. So I used the card skimmer one, and I got my ticket really fast, faster than everybody else. But then I also got a fraudulent charge on my card, and I just said it's fraud, and I got a whole new credit card from it and didn't have to worry about anything. So really, 5 minutes of frustration 10 days later saved me 30 minutes of waiting to buy a ticket.
Yeah, it sounds like about an average New York day.
Yep. Glad I'm out of there.
All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up for this episode. Really appreciate you being here, and
Yeah, no problem.
had a hell of a time. You definitely kept me on my toes. You definitely sometimes zigged when I thought you were going to zag, and I had to kind of adapt on the fly. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but now you know about my MR Burma. All right. That was fun. Thank you.
Hopefully you'll be back. So.
Oh, absolutely.
And thanks to everybody who tuned in to watch, everybody who tuned in live, everybody who's going to watch later. We appreciate all of you. Don't forget to like and follow so you don't miss an episode. And we'll see you next time on Choose Your Fate.
Goodbye.
So heavy and cold, shadows cross stories untold, gleaming teeth in pitch black night, feel the air cut like a knife. Cobblestones echo distant screams, dripping dread in haunted dreams, choices whispered in the gloom, echoing in this cursed tomb. Stones echo distant screams, dripping dread in haunted dreams, choices whispered in the gloom, echoing in this cursed tomb. Choose your fate, it's clawing near. Do you stand or drown in fear? Every step leads to the gate, no escape, now choose your fate. Laughter sharp like shattered glass, murmurs rise from the dead grass, heartbeats loud, a war drum thrum, tentacles of terror come. Take a path darkened and dire, feel the pull of strangling mire. No hero, no savior waits, only shadows fuel your hate. Candles burn with violet flame, burn your soul and twist your name. Who are you under this sky, a pawn to crawl or one to defy? Choose your fate, it's clawing near. Do you stand or drown in fear? Every step leads to the gate, no escape, now choose your fate. Choose your fate, it's clawing near. Do you stand or drown in fear? Every step leads to the gate, no escape, now choose your fate. Choose your fate, it's clawing near. Do you stand or drown in fear? Every step leads to the gate, no escape, now choose your fate. Laughter sharp like shattered glass, murmurs rise from the dead grass, heartbeats loud, a war drum's thrum, tentacles of terror come. Take a path darkened and dire, feel the pull of strangling mire. No hero, no savior waits, only shadows fuel your hate. Candles burn with violet flame, burn your soul and twist your name. Who are you under this sky, a pawn to crawl or one to defy?